for a further examination of the tools that are, in fact, available to the administration and to Ben Bernanke, we turn to a man who has been a consultant to four administrations and to various Federal Reserve members and chairmen. We've got Alan Sinai with us. He is the chief global economist at Decision Economics, and he joins us now from Boston. Welcome, Alan. Let's start with Bernanke and Treasury Secretary Geithner there. What do you think about, I take issue with the unwarranted disaffection with fiscal policy because I think it is warranted that we are disaffected with fiscal policy. There has been very little change after the first stimulus plan.
Well, first, Chairman Bernanke and the Federal Reserve, the Jackson talk and what he'll say today. This is a talk about the economy. I think he'll tell us what the Fed has downgraded their forecast. There are a lot of downside risks. They're worried about housing. And he probably will sound more optimistic and sanguine about inflation, which really lays the groundwork for the Federal Reserve to do all, though I don't think he'll say it this way. But the implication will be they will do everything that they possibly can, and then some, to be supportive to the economy, because inflation is not going to be an impediment, and they're way behind on the growth and unemployment part of the so-called dual mandate. That means any or some combination of all that Mike mentioned, 2 or 3 measures to be decided upon in September 2021, but the bottom line being support for the economy, attempts to grow the economy, and not a worry about inflation. On Geithner and fiscal policy, look, let's face it, we've had 4 temporary doses of fiscal stimulus in 4 years. We're about to get another one. We had one in 2008. We had the big one in 2009, February 2009. It was $818 billion, 70% government outlay centric. We had one at the end of last year. We're about to have another one. Looks like it's going to be temporary extensions of payroll tax cuts, some additional ones for small business, some more outlays to state and local government. You know what? These temporary fiscal stimulus measures have not brought us the kind of results we all want. It is probably not the right track.
So what needs to be done, Alan? Clearly, I don't think anyone's in disagreement that the original stimulus plan didn't work. Perhaps you can argue that things would have been worse had it not been passed. But what could be done right now that would significantly change things a year from now? What I'm about to say is more of what the Republican candidates for president will say, and I'm not campaigning for any of them, but it would have more to do with getting some funds, or even deficit financing, but getting some funds from lower expenditure growth, retreating from the war, letting the Bush tax cuts expire for the wealthy, perhaps a higher tax on the ultra-wealthy. Those are those who are making millions of dollars from stock market gains because of their compensation structure, taking those funds and permanently, not temporarily, permanently cutting Social Security taxes for individuals, or cutting tax rates, income tax rates for individuals at the middle and lower income levels who need the funds to deleverage, and then they will be able to spend. We certainly also need to reduce corporate tax rates. They are just about the highest in the world, but at the same time to close loopholes, which are legion in the corporate code, that allow companies and incent them to pay no taxes at all. All right, Alan, we have to go to a break. I know you're coming back with us a little bit later, but I do want to talk to you a little bit about the politics in D.C. It was something that Geithner touched on in his piece, that perhaps there's no political ability to get anything accomplished at the moment, not so much that there's a lack of economic or intellectual capacity to get something done. But I'll bring that up with you later. Look forward to hearing from you on that topic. Thanks to Decision Economics Chief Global Economist and Strategist Alan Sinai.